Mika here with Unipod Rising. I had another appointment with Kirk today, and he took my leg, and he kept it, which is good because I kind of overdid it yesterday. Those of you who know me are going to be shocked to hear that. I didn't mean to. I didn't realize I was doing it, but I started having difficulties in the evening, and I couldn't figure out what was happening. So I kept trying to figure out why I was having this pain in my hip, and on the, I'm trying to say it in non-medical speak, but I don't know how else to say it, the distal end of my femur. So like at the bottom end of what's left of my femur, which is the bone in the major bone in your thigh. And so I kept trying to figure it out, and I thought, is it something I'm doing? Did I put it on twisted? Do I need to take it off and put it back on? Like all this stuff. And I couldn't figure it out. And I think really I was just worn out because I woke up today and I felt no bueno. It was not fun. And I went in and I couldn't really walk very well on the leg. So we didn't get to do everything we wanted to do, and we just had to kind of call it as just an off day. And Kirk is in the process of making my definitive socket. So he actually showed me somebody else's socket that he made adjustable, and it's really pretty cool. It's kind of ingenious how they do these things. So I'm looking forward to introducing everybody to it and letting you see, because it's pretty cool. So I don't know how long I'm going to be without the prosthetic, but it's actually probably good for me to get a couple of days where I have no choice but to just stretch and rest it. And so I'm grateful for the excuse to take a break, because I know I'm not always the best at just taking a break because I should. So definitely moving forward, excited to get it back and walk on a definitive socket and see how different that is. There's not a lot of exciting new stuff. It's mostly just the process of getting used to the prosthetic and just overdoing it and trying to figure out where the line is, like what's too little, what's too much. And it's going to take a while, I think, for me to refine that, because honestly that's always been a challenge. I've always kind of gone too hard too fast on a lot of things. So it's a good learning experience for me, a good growth opportunity for something I've been working on anyway, which is patience and mindfulness, right? Like just really being aware of what's going on. So it's testing my mindfulness practice a little bit, but it just makes me even more grateful for the time I've put in with meditation and mindfulness practices, because if it wasn't for that, I'd really be struggling with the pace that I have to accept at this point. I didn't realize how many people weren't even aware that I had lost my leg, or that I had not gotten into a prosthetic this whole time. So that's kind of been an interesting dynamic for me too, because I didn't think about it. I didn't consciously avoid the subject necessarily. I did avoid pictures in the wheelchair. I was never comfortable. And I'm gonna get over that too. I did post one a few months ago on Instagram and Facebook, but it's the only one in the whole time that I've been in that chair. So I wasn't really like boldly in your face about the fact that I was an amputee or that I was in a wheelchair. And I hesitate to share some of this stuff with you because it comes off as it wasn't a fun some of these things weren't fun experiences, right? Some of my experience over the years hasn't been pleasant. And when I share those things, I'm not looking for somebody to feel any kind of pity, definitely not pity, or even sympathy. Like, I'm not looking for like, oh, poor thing. Like, it's just more for the awareness of how people respond, because some people have looked at me and said, you're still the same person, and they treat me like me. But some people have not. All right, everyone. Thanks again for sharing some time with me. I appreciate all of you joining me on this journey. I appreciate the love and support. I love seeing a sense of community. If you have any questions, as always, there's the comments. You can, of course, DM me or send me a text if you have my direct contact information. And have a wonderful end of your week. Deuces. Toodles. I'm tired. Mosquito bites. This is definitely going to get edited. Are there chia seeds in my teeth? I probably shouldn't have.